Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Vet07, and today we're going to be making a video on how to grind for KIORU fast. I'm going to give you the best recommendations and also what to do. So this is like a tutorial and also some tips. So first of all, you have to have KIORU, which is 25 million. You have to be a certain level, but it was a long time ago. If you're in 3rd C, you definitely have the sword. If you don't, it's 25 million on whole cake. And then also, you have to go to this island right here. But first, you have to kill every single boss that spawns on 3rd C, which I believe there's 3 or 4. But there's there's like a little island over here, and there's an NPC on it. And once you kill all the bosses, you can talk to them, hold the sword out, and you get the new V2, which it's quite easy. But the bosses do take a few hours to spawn, and it's also random what boss spawns. And I'll show you the best fruits and how to server hop for them. So, so here we are at the little island. It's kind of in between this island, the previous last island, and previous new island, or new island now, the last new island. So you basically talk to them once you have all the titles. You have to kill every single boss in 3rd C. Now, in terms of how to look for the boss, you go ahead and you literally just do this. You literally fly around. It's usually like in between, like it's usually around the first island. I haven't seen one farther out, but it's usually just around the first island. So you basically just want to fly somewhere in this, general area, and you just go all the way around the main area. Now, if you're by yourself, you can't use this trick, but usually if there's an entire lobby, right, somebody's bound to find it pretty quick. So what you want to do is just activate your observation hotkey and then just go to where there's a large clump of people if you don't find it yourself. So it's really easy to find. Just go around the main island, and here's some fruit recommendations and also some soul recommendations for DPS and just movement in general. Now, of course, we have light KIORU. This is probably the best combo right now. So actually, they did bring back KIORU. KIORU is really good. You have to use it on a sea beast though. But yeah, KIORU is definitely back. So W sword, still not better than the original. I personally prefer the original animation. But so another sword that you probably want to use is Blood Moon Twins. Blood Moon Twins has a long range move, which is really good. It has really good DPS, does good damage, and has a low cooldown. So Blood Moon Twins, everybody should have about now. So it's pretty good. Another one is kind of hard to get, but Phoenix Blade is also DPS meta. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might be the strongest sword right now. Need to do some more testing on this. Also, North Sur is also just a decent sword. So a lot of people probably don't have this sword, but this is a decent sword to use. But yeah, all those swords I just named are definitely really good for Sea Beast. Now, if we're talking about fruits, of course, Light is probably at the top of my list. Doge, another good one, has one of the fastest movement abilities in the game, and it has 2 long range ability, 3. Actually, almost all the moves are long range, all 4 of them actually, and it works well with KIORU. Also, for example, Magma is also a really good one, not necessarily for the movement, but just for how nice it is, because if you have, for example, KIORU, which I'm assuming a lot of people have KIORU nowadays, it's been out for years, you could stand on the water and use your abilities, so it's really nice to have Magma. And also, this is probably the strongest fruit in the game still, so I have to do some more testing, but this fruit has really good DPS. And also, you can stand in water. Another fruit that's really nice is Dragon. Dragon is really strong right now. They kind of cooked on it. The revamp is a huge W. You can't really use your sword in here, but you can use your abilities and then get right back into dragon form. So who knows, if I do some testing, this actually might be the best fruit in the game because it does a lot of damage. And also, you can transform like instantly. So it's just going to get some time to spamming transformation. Also, transforming does do damage, so this fruit is really good, and it's pretty brain dead. You can just sit above the boss and spam all your abilities. It's really easy to use. It's one of the best grinding fruits, definitely for bosses. Another really nice fruit to be using is Ice. Ice isn't necessarily the best, but if you have it, use it. You can stand on the water, which is always really nice for grinding bosses, or for these bosses. You have a few long range moves. You have your Ice Eruption and Bolanist. Actually, every single move on ice is actually a range move, so it is pretty dang good. Also, it is decently strong. And you also do have a fly, but you could just sit on the water and use all your abilities. So this fruit is also a W. I don't mind ice. Also, if you really do need to, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but if you aim Ice or King Glacier at the floor, you can create some land for everybody. So that's nice. The next fruit I have on my list is Gravity. Gravity is really good. It has a good fly. It has a lot of DPS for bigger targets. So this is definitely one of the better fruits still. But I don't really want to eat it to like showcase you guys what I've been doing, because it is my last Gravity fruit and I do kind of need it. But I would recommend Gravity. Maybe even Phoenix. If you really don't want to die, You could always pop your strength recover. It's also decently quick, and you know, you could exit, use your sword ability, your Yoru, and go back into form. So it's not bad. In terms of the abilities on Phoenix, I really wouldn't recommend doing any on them. I mean, you could go up and use Heavy Smash, but I wouldn't recommend using Spirit Smack. But if you use Yoru, you could just fly above, do this. If you take any damage, you could heal, fly away with your Yoru cooldown. And that's what I basically used to do with Light, because Light it does have good DPS. It has like 3 range moves for Hydras and all that stuff. And then Yoru on top of that. But Phoenix doesn't really have any of that, so this is probably one of the lower tier fruits, but it still is a good choice. So OP Awaken is also another really good fruit for this. The only thing you do kind of have to be worried about is I'm not 100% sure if Fusion Cut teleports to the boss. You don't want to teleport to the boss, but just be wary of that. I'm not 100% sure. But everything goes straight to the ground, so if you do care about bounty, can't really defend yourself too well with control. But control should be really, really good for Sea Beast. It does good damage. It has really good DPS. This should be a very solid fruit for Hydras or whatever you're trying to fight. If you guys think I missed any swords, maybe like Aggro Spear, I mean, there's a lot of swords you can use, but my personal recommendation is Light V2 and Yoru. That's going to be your best bet. It's the fastest for finding all the bosses that spawn around in the random areas. Also, Light has a few moves on it that have a long range, so it pairs well, really well with Yoru. So basically, what you want to do is just fly over the boss, or basically the long part of the boss. Go ahead and use your Yoru cooldown. Use your first ability on here, and then just hold this. And then your Yoru cooldown shouldn't be done still, so you can go ahead and use Chaos Beam. Use this one more time, and then you should have your Dimension Slash. So another really good combo is Authentic Mace and Rumble, or Hell Sword Rumble. Both of these work, and they're pretty easy to get to. So this is for like my newer players. You have good range on Hell Sword. Every single move on Rumble as well is really long range and good damage. So I'll show you the full combo. You can dish out a large amount of damage pretty easily for really cheap on any boss you're trying to fight in the game. So 82k. You might do a little bit less because I do have crit strikes, which is quite strong. But that's a pretty good amount of damage. And then also you could throw in Authentic Mace, which is really, really good DPS. Debatably the best for bigger targets as well. So Authentic Mace is really good. But you do have to get close. So that's the drawback. You have to get close for it. But it is really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more. Also, I'm doing a Perm Dow giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. So just hit that like and sub button, and one of you guys can win Perm Dow. Also, what I really recommend though, just overall, Light Yoru. Light Yoru is so good, and it's perfect. It's just perfect together. I'm so glad that they rebuffed Yoru. Alright, see you guys in the next one.